कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन जमुना तीरा वनचारी जमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन जमुना तीरा वनचारी जमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय राधा माधव राधा माधव जय राधा माधव जय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर राधे जय कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम जय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 Nitai Gaur Haribol, 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 Haribol. जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजक आचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतशिष्य माता भय चरण अरविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की इस्कॉन ब्यूटी पांडुराचार्य डिवाइन ग्रेस श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजक आचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतशिष्य माता भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर श्रील प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की श्री श्री कृष्ण बलराम की श्री श्री राधा श्याम सुंदर ललिता विशाखा सखी की श्री श्री गौर निताय की ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की समवेत गौर भक्तबिंद की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे all glory to the assembled devotees, all glory to the assembled devotees, all glory to the assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स पदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदन्नाय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने गौरतिष्ये नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंध जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी विश्वभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। So reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 47. Chapter is entitled The Song of the Bee. Text number 55 and 56. So text 55 has no purport, so I'll read the text and the translation. Then we can chant together text number 56. Text 55. Javanti ahani nandasya broje avatsit sa uddhava brajauka sankrishna prayani asan krishnasya vartaya. Translation. All the days that Uddhava dwelled in Nanda's cowherd village seemed like a single moment to the residents of Braja, for Uddhava was always discussing Krishna. Text 56. Saridvana giridrane Bhikshang kusumitam druman Krishnang sangsmarayan reme Haridasa brajaukasam Saridvana giridrane Bhikshang kusumitam druman Krishnang sangsmarayan reme Haridasa brajaukasam Saridvana giridrane Bhikshang kusumitan druman Krishnang sangsmarayan reme Haridasa brajaukasam. Vaishnavis, Sarid, the rivers, Bana, forests, Giri, mountains, Droni, and valleys, Bhikshan, seeing, Kusumitan, flowering, Dhruman, the trees, Krishnam, about Krishna, Sangsmarayan, inspiring remembrance. Reme, he took pleasure. Haridasaha, the servant of Lord Hari. Brajokasam, for the residents of Braja. Translation and purport by the disciple of His Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. That servant of Lord Hari, seeing the rivers, forests, mountains, valleys and flowering trees of Braja, enjoyed inspiring the inhabitants of Vrindavan by reminding them of Lord Krishna. Purport. Srila Sridhar Swami points out that as Uddhava wandered about Vrindavan, he reminded Braja's resident of Krishna by asking them questions about the pastimes of the Lord, about the pastime the Lord had performed in each of these places, namely the rivers, forests, mountains and valleys. Thus Uddhava himself enjoyed great transcendental bliss in their association. Mukam karati vachalam panghulanghaite gring jatkripatamaham vande Sri Gurung Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Isharam. Hare Krishna. So first of all, I like to beg the blessings of all the senior Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis assembled here, so that I can speak as per the previous Acharya, as given by Srila Prabhupada in his wonderful Bhaktivedanta purports. I am very unqualified to speak about Uddhava, and that is also in Vrindavan. But Prabhupada expected to discuss about these topics for our own purification. And Prabhupada expected Nityam Bhagavata Seva to happen. So as a practice, we have to discuss about this wonderful pastimes in Vrindavan. And we are very fortunate that we are in Vrindavan Dham. And that is also in the month of Kartik. That is more wonderful. And most wonderful is that we are discussing about this in the association of so many wonderful devotees. So Vrindavan, Prabhupada said, is my home, and is a home for all the devotees, especially the Gauriya Vaishnavas. So there are 5 categories of Vrindavan. So we know that our goal of life is to develop love of Godhead. Prema Pumartha Mahan, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has explained. Aradha Bhagavan Brajasatanaya Tadhama Vrindavanam Ramma Kachitu Pasana Brajavadu Vargana Jakalpita Srimad Bhagavatam Pramanamamalam Prema Pumartha Mahan Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Matamidam Tatra Adharana Paraha. So Mahaprabhu has given the topmost thing for our spiritual journey. Mahaprabhu has given the most elevated form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, that is Krishna, and that is also in Vrindavan. And Mahaprabhu also gave the topmost love, that is Braja Prema Bhakti, and especially the gopis' love for Krishna. And he has also given the topmost literature, Vedic literature, that is Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the highest pramana. And he also has given the highest purpose of our life, that is attaining love of Godhead. So, Goloka Vrindavan is the topmost place in the spiritual world. And that is first category of Vrindavan, which exists eternally in the spiritual world, the topmost region. Then when Krishna comes down to perform his pastimes, he comes also with his Vrindavan Dham. So 5,000 years ago, Krishna came and manifested his Vrindavan pastime here, in this place. That is another category of Vrindavan. Then Mahaprabhu mentions that same Vrindavan is available after Krishna unmanifested himself also. So Vrindavan continued to be here, where we are in now. By the mercy of the Goswamis, Mahaprabhu rediscovered the holy places of pastimes in Brajmandal. So that is another category of Vrindavan, which is visible to our eyes now. And also, wherever pure devotees reside, that places also become Vrindavan. For example, Rup Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, they used to stay in Bengal in a place known as Ramkeli. I don't know how many of you have gone there. So Prabhupada in 1976-77, he said that we must have a place and a center at Ramkeli. So although Rup and Sanatan were the ministers of Nawab Hussain Shah, they turned the whole place into Vrindavan. Till now, that place is available for our darshan. They manifested Radha Kund, Sam Kund, Giriraj Govardhan, Radha Madan Mohan, all other kundas. So Vrindavan was manifested. Why? Because Rup Sanatan were residing there. So wherever pure devotees stay, that place becomes Vrindavan. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur also sings, Jedino grihe bhajana dekhi grihete goloko bhai. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, whenever I see bhajan in my home, I don't see that place as my home. That place is Vrindavan. And the fifth category of Vrindavan is, which is revealed in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Mahaprabhu, while he was dancing in front of Jagannath, at Jagannath Puri, and he was telling, More mon Vrindavan. Mahaprabhu was telling, my mind is Vrindavan. So journey begins from mind. We want to go to Vrindavan, that's very good desire. But in order to go to Vrindavan, first we have to make our mind Vrindavan. Then we can understand Vrindavan. Otherwise, we'll see the externals. One devotee was inspired by hearing from Srila Prabhupada about Vrindavan Dham, early days of ISKCON, and he took a flight from America to New Delhi and took a taxi and came to Vrindavan because he heard Vrindavan is Chintamani Dham. So when he came here, it was a cultural shock for him because he came to India for the first time, and that place, he expected Chintamani, but externally it was not Chintamani, something totally different. And he took a taxi back to Delhi and went back to America. Why? Because we cannot see Vrindavan with our mundane eyes. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that we live outside of the covering of Dham. So in order to enter into the Dham, we have to make our inside Vrindavan. And that is the topic which is revealed here by Sukadeva Goswami in the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. In text number 55, it is said that the Brajavasis could not understand how time passed in the presence of Uddhava. And why it happened like that? It is explained. All the days that Uddhava dwelt in Nanda's cowherd village seemed like a single moment to the residents of Braja, for Uddhava was always discussing Krishna. This is a secret. It is explained by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Sikhastakam prayer the symptom of love in separation. Jugaitang nimeshena chakshusha prabdhisaitam sunnaitang jagat sarvang govinda virahenam. So this verse explains love in separation. And that is the mood Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to spread all over the world. Love in union is not the subject matter of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu wanted to show to the whole world what is the meaning of love in separation. So you all know that there are different levels of bhakti. Adav Shraddha, Tata Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, Anartha Nibriti, Nishtha, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhava, then Prema. So Prema also is divided into two categories. That Prema which is mixed with Aishwarya Gyan, and another kind of Prema which is free from Aishwarya Gyan. Kevala Prema, Braja Prema Bhakti. So in order to attain Braja Prema Bhakti, we have to practice sadhana bhakti, and that sadhana bhakti should be Raganuga sadhana bhakti. Sadhana bhakti is of two categories, Vaidhi sadhana bhakti, Raganuga sadhana bhakti. So what is the difference? Externally both are same, but internally there is a difference. Vaidhi sadhana bhakti is performed based on the principle of Shraddha. And what kind of Shraddha? Shraddha in the words of the spiritual master, and Shraddha in the words of the scriptures. When you practice bhakti based on Shraddha, that is known as Vaidhi sadhana bhakti. And when we practice bhakti based on the principle of lobha, greed, then that sadhana bhakti becomes Raganuga sadhana bhakti. He does not depend on the instruction. He is naturally inclined. He is naturally attracted. So that kind of bhakti is known as Raganuga sadhana bhakti. And from that Raganuga sadhana bhakti, one can attain Kevala Prema, which is the qualification to enter into Goloka Vrindavan. So therefore, hearing about Krishna in Vrindavan is very, very important. Because by hearing, we develop attraction. Just like Rukmini Devi. She developed love for Krishna by hearing. And that is a principle. Seeing Krishna is not important principle. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada used to say, don't try to see Krishna. Try to serve Krishna in such a way that Krishna will come to see you. That is a principle. So service is more important. For the Brajavasis, love of Godhead is also not important. Sometimes they think love of Godhead is a disturbance for their service. For them, pleasing Krishna is most important. So when the gopis, they serve love of Godhead, the symptoms that appear and that disturb, they tell love of Godhead, please don't disturb me. I am serving Krishna. So serving Krishna, pleasing Krishna is the goal of all life. Why? That is a symptom of love. What is the meaning of love? Anna vilasita sunyam jnana karmadi anavritam anukullena krishna anusilanam bhaktir uttama. The desire to please Krishna is the principle. And at the level of love of Godhead, a devotee pleases Krishna. Everything is for the pleasure of Krishna. So Krishna left Vrindavan. Why? Because Krishna had mission to establish dharma. And in order to establish dharma, he had to kill the demons outside of Vrindavan also. So till he left Vrindavan, he was killing demons, but that was happening in Vrindavan only. But Kamsa was sitting in Mathura, and that was the headquarters of the demons. So that place is very important place to attack. Just like Rama, Lord Ram, he attacked Lanka. So he killed Kamsa, and after killing Kamsa, he wanted to go back to Vrindavan, because that was the promise given by Krishna, that I have some work in Mathura, and after finishing that, I'll come back. So he killed Kamsa, and he was supposed to go back, and he was planning to go back. Then the residents of Mathura approached Krishna that you have killed Kamsa, you have done wonderful. But when Kamsa was alive, other demoniac kings were in a very peaceful state, dormant state. Now Kamsa is killed. Now they will come out from their dormant state and start acting, because boss is gone. So they'll attack Mathura. And if they attack Mathura, and if you are not there, then you will be killed. Then whole purpose of killing Kamsa will be lost. So Krishna thought it's a very correct logic. So he decided, I cannot go to Vrindavan. Then people may ask, then why Brajavasis did not come to Mathura? It's not so far, very nearby. Why the Brajavasis did not come to Vrindavan to meet Krishna? Krishna wanted to show to the whole world, especially to the demoniac kings, that he has no connection with Vrindavan. Why? Because if the kings come to know that Krishna still has connection with the Brajavasis, and Krishna is not there in Vrindavan, then what the demoniac kings will do? They will attack Vrindavan. And the Brajavasis will be finished. So because of that, Krishna wanted to show that he has no connection with the Brajavasis. That's why Krishna did not go to Vrindavan, and he did not allow Brajavasis to come to Mathura. Then what to do? He cannot go, they cannot come. Very, what can I say? This is a very unique situation. But Krishna always has some unique solution to the unique problems. That's why for any problem we should go to Krishna only, because he has all wonderful solutions. But problem is that we always want our solutions. That is a problem. That's why result is anxiety. When we lead our life based on our plan, that will be the life of anxiety. And when we lead our life based on the plan of Krishna, we will be in bliss. So Brajavasis are in bliss. Why? Because they don't have any plan other than the plan of Krishna. So Krishna devised a plan to send Uddhava. And Uddhava stayed there for several months. And we heard that somebody said 3 months, somebody said 10 months, 11 months. So he stayed for many days, many months. But it was like a moment. Why it was like a moment? Because that is a symptom of love. Symptom of love in separation is that one moment of separation is like a juga. And union of one juga is like a moment. And that exactly happened. When we have good time, time flies like anything. We cannot understand that time is gone. Right? Many people say, those who come to Vrindavan, Kartik, we don't understand 1 month just went like that. Because that is the parampara coming from Uddhava. If you come to Vrindavan, time will fly. Why? Because the secret is, what is Vrindavan? Vrindavan means discussion about Krishna. Krishna Katha. Macchitta madgata prana vadhayanta parasparam kathayantascha mang nityang tushyanti cha ramanti cha. Krishna is very proud to declare what is the meaning of sadhu sangha. He said, my devotees, they discuss about me. So when there is discussion about Krishna, that place becomes Vrindavan. Staying in Vrindavan is not the secret. What we do. That's why Srila Prabhupada left Vrindavan, because he wanted to transform the whole world into Vrindavan. Because Vrindavan means continuous Krishna Katha. Srila Prabhupada writes in purport that a pure devotee, he does 2 things 24 hours a day. He says, he chants the holy name of the Lord and he hears Srimad Bhagavatam. For how long? 24 hours a day. By hearing that, we feel very encouraged and at the same time also very depressed. Because we think, is that possible? One time, one devotee approached Prabhupada, Prabhupada, how we can be Krishna conscious when we are sleeping? Just 24 hours. He said, Prabhupada said, are you Krishna conscious when you are awake? So we have a lofty desire how to become Krishna conscious 24 hours a day. First, we should check how many hours we are Krishna conscious. Even during japa, we are not Krishna conscious. We want to be Krishna conscious during sleeping, but during japa, we sleep. There's a journey. Till now, we are not able to be awake during japa time, but we have a desire to think of Krishna during sleeping. So you have to understand that journey should begin somewhere. So our journey is that let's sleep during japa, no problem, but chant. But to remember Krishna 24 hours a day is a process. What is the process? Process is to hear. Hear Krishna Katha. And Prabhupada used to say, hear with rapt attention. And also we should hear from realized souls. Both the hearer and the speaker should be qualified. Parikshit Maharaj and Sukadev Goswami. What a combination. That's why wonderful Bhagavatam was revealed. So Parikshit Maharaj was cursed to die in 7 days. Because time is the subject matter of the text number 55. We are all influenced by time. Time will take away everything. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, I am the time. If people don't want to see him, no problem. But Krishna will come to see every one of us. But that form is not so wonderful form. That is the form of Kala. In the form of death he will come and take away everything. Prabhupada used to say, one kick of Maya, everything will be taken away. So therefore, time is very, very powerful. But Parikshit Maharaj, when he was cursed to die in 7 days, he was not in anxiety. Rather, he was completely focused. And he was expressing the gratitude to Krishna. And told Krishna that, my dear Lord, you are so merciful that you have appeared before me. You have given your darshan. And what is the form? Dija Shapa Rupam. You have appeared in the form of a curse by a Brahmana boy. So for Parikshit Maharaj, the curse was not a curse. It was the form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sthabara jangama dekhe na dekhe tar murti, sarvatra hai tar ishta deva spurti. Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains, pure devotee sees this material world as Vaikuntha, because he sees everywhere Krishna. So Parikshit Maharaj also saw Krishna in that curse, and because of that, Srimad Bhagavatam was revealed. And he did not understand also. After Bhagavatam was spoken, he took permission from Sukadev Goswami and left the body, went back home, back to Godhead. And after that, the snake bird came and did the final rites of the body of Parikshit Maharaj. So Parikshit Maharaj did not leave the body because of the snake bite. Because time cannot touch the pure devotee. So in the same way, we can be free from the influence of time if we are engaged in hearing Krishna Katha 24 hours a day. That's why in the spiritual world, there is no influence of time. But here, there is influence. Past, present, and future. Right? Past is the history. Future is the mystery. Right? We don't know what's going to happen. We forgot the past and we don't know what's going to happen in the future. But we have to live in the present. But present does not exist in this material world. Present is like a moment which transforms the future into past, gone. Why? Because we are not engaging the time in the service of the Lord. When each and every moment of our life is engaged in the service of the Lord, then we can live in present. Then we can be completely free from the influence of time, what exactly happened to the Brajavasis while they are discussing about Krishna with Uddhava. So that is the point mentioned in the first verse, verse number 55. And 56 talks about remembering. 55 talks about hearing and chanting. Sravanam Kirtanam. And 56 talks about remembering. Uddhava was reminding Brajavasis. You remember what he did here? You remember what Krishna did there? So that is called remembrance. So remembrance is very, very important principle. As a sadhaka, at the beginning stage, those who are not so advanced, focus should be on hearing. And when someone is more advanced, they should focus on chanting. And when someone is perfect, he always remembers Krishna. So remembering Krishna is the essence of our spiritual journey. Krishna says, Manmana Bhava. Always remember me. Antakale cha mame basmaran mukta kalevaram japrayati samad bhavam jati nastatra asangsaya. Krishna says, whoever leaves the body remembering me does not have to come back again. So, perfection of our spiritual practice is to remember Krishna. Rupa Goswami also recommends the essence of all rules and regulations, what we practice is always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. That is the perfection. And Brajavasis attain that perfection. They are eternally perfect. But they are showing by their own examples what is the perfection of life. So remembering Krishna is the perfection of life. And to remember, we have to hear. And we have to hear from realized soul. So knowledge can be divided into three categories. Acquired knowledge, realized knowledge, revealed knowledge. What is acquired knowledge? Information. By hearing, by studying, we can accumulate information. Nowadays, information is very easily available. Whatever you want to know, you just have a Google search, all the informations are available. But spiritual life is not about information. Spiritual life is about transformation. For transformation, you need a person who is transformed. So that is the need of a guru. Guru means who is transformed, who is realized. Prabhupada used to encourage disciples, speak from your realizations. What is the meaning of realization? When we hear, we get information, and when we apply that information in our life, we get convinced, yes, whatever has been spoken is truth. Means you have the personal experience of the information in our life. So that is called realization. Application is very, very important. Not only hearing, contemplate, then apply. When application will be there, then what will happen? We start realizing. And when realization will become complete, 100% realization, then it will become revelation, revealed. Just like Valmiki Muni. To him, the pastimes of our Lord Ram were completely revealed. For Vyasadeva, Bhagavatam was revealed to him. And Bhaktivedanta purports are also revealed knowledge. Prabhupada says, I never wrote these books. Krishna wrote these books. Brahma saw spiritual world and composed Brahma Sangita. These are the examples of revealed knowledge. So revelation is very, very important, because unless we come to the level of revelation, we cannot experience Krishna and the spiritual world. So therefore, realization and revelation is very, very important. That's why it is recommended we should hear from realized souls. Otherwise, we will get only information. That is also good, but that is not going to change our life. If we want to change our life, we have to hear from realized souls. And how we should hear? Hear with rapt attention. What is the meaning of hearing with rapt attention? That sound vibration should go to the heart. Generally, we hear and does not enter into a system from one ear to other ear. हम लोग जोकिंग करते बोलते हैं अंग्रेजी हिंदी में, इस कान से उस कान, इसका नाम इस कान. इसका मतलब we hear from one ear and goes out from the other ear. One kind of hearing. They will come to the class, sit down, and very attentive looks like, but nothing enters because mind is somewhere else. So nothing enters. That is one kind of hearing. Another kind of hearing is that they will hear and take notes. Why? They want to repeat. That is another category of hearing. But real hearing is that when the sound vibration enters into the heart. And it is explained, when we hear with rapt attention from realized soul, when a realized soul speaks, he speaks from the heart. And it is explained that sound vibration is very, very potent. Why? It carries the aroma of the dust of the lotus feet of Krishna. Because in the heart of a realized soul, Krishna resides, not Paramatma. So when that sound vibration comes out, because it is a realized sound vibration, so that carries the aroma of the dust of the lotus feet of Krishna. And when that enters into the ear of a sincere listener, attentive listener, and goes to the heart, then Krishna is transferred from the heart of the speaker to the heart of the listener. That is called perfect hearing. And in the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Prabhupada explains where it is mentioned that Krishna was transferred from the heart of Vasudeva to the heart of Devaki. That is called hearing. And Prabhupada said that is the real meaning of initiation. What is initiation? Initiation means transformation of the heart, change of heart. And how that will happen? When Krishna is transferred from the heart of the spiritual master to the heart of the disciple. But we become so much captivated by the external changes. My name is changed, my dress is changed, my place is changed, but we have to focus on real stuff. What is the real stuff? Change within. And that is the purpose of our spiritual journey. And realization means changing within. So that will happen when we hear attentively and hear from realized soul. And we have to hear regularly. Nityam Bhagavata Seva. There is also another area. Nityam. What is the meaning of Nityam? We say every day. That is one meaning. Nityam means every moment. That is very difficult. Prabhupada knew that. That's why at least every day. 1 hour in the morning, 1 hour in the evening. 2 hours hearing Prabhupada has introduced. Morning Bhagavatam, afternoon, evening, Bhagavad Gita. But when Mahaprabhu was in Jagannath Puri, he also used to hear Bhagavatam. Nityam Bhagavata Seva. Every day. He used to go to the Tota Gopinath temple, where Gadadhar Pandit used to say and recite Srimad Bhagavatam for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Mahaprabhu used to hear every day 3 hours. When Raghunath Das Goswami was there at the bank of Radhakund, he used to speak about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at least for 3 hours. When Srila Prabhupada was chanting in Thompson Square Park, I heard, he used to chant for 3 hours. And I heard that 3 hours is very, very powerful timing. Any practice for 3 hours continuously is very, very powerful. That's why I think Prabhupada has introduced 2 hours of chanting of the holy name and 1 hour Srimad Bhagavatam. So we all also have 3 hours. But hearing is very, very important. And we should increase our hearing more and more. Then what will happen? Change will take place. But that hearing should be from a right source. And when you hear and chant regularly, then remembrance about Krishna also will manifest. And more you hear, more you chant, then more you can remember. And when you remember about Krishna continuously, then we are in Vrindavan. Because that is the meaning of Vrindavan. Because first we have to make our mind Vrindavan. And that mind which remembers Krishna 24 hours a day, that mind is Vrindavan Dham. When we have that kind of Vrindavan, then our house will become Vrindavan, our temple will become Vrindavan, and then we can come to Vrindavan. Then leaving the body in Vrindavan, we can go to Bhoma Vrindavan, where Krishna is performing his pastime. Then from there we can go to Goloka Vrindavan. So Vrindavan, journey of Vrindavan begins from within. So that is the purpose of Srimad Bhagavatam, so that we can make our mind Vrindavan. So Kartik is very, very wonderful time to make our mind Vrindavan. So Prabhupada wanted that his followers should come to Vrindavan in Kartik and surcharge their battery, means making the mind Vrindavan. And after that they should go to their own places and distribute that Vrindavan. And in that way, whole world can become Vrindavan. And that is the desire of our founder Acharya, His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. But journey begins to make our mind Vrindavan. And Uddhava is showing what is the meaning of that. And that example is our real example to transform our life in the association of devotees. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Grantharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Premanande, Hare Hare Bol. If you have any questions, Second is Vairagya, renunciation. So what is the meaning? Meaning is that we have to withdraw our senses from the sense objects and engage the senses in the service of the Lord. When these two things happen, slowly, mind will be under control. And the best way to engage our senses is engage in the process of hearing from the realized soul. So when you hear regularly, then mind will become very, very peaceful and it will be purified.
We have to use our intelligence to do the vairagya and do the
Yes.
cultivation.
Yes. But how intelligence will be powerful? Generally, in the conditioned state, mind is more powerful than intelligence. But Krishna consciousness means we should control the mind through our intelligence. And how that will happen? Tesang satata yuktanang bhajatam pratipurvakam dadami buddhi jogam tam janama upajantite. In order to make our intelligence very, very strong, Krishna says, I give that intelligence when someone is constantly engaged in my devotional service. That is the secret. When you are engaged, then intelligence will become very powerful. So our senses have to be engaged in the service of the Lord. And that's the way to make our intelligence very, very strong. Because it's a mind-intelligence game. So when you are engaged properly, then intelligence will win. And when you are not engaged properly in Krishna consciousness, mind will win. That is the symptom of sadhana bhakti. But journey should continue, and slowly, intelligence will become permanently victorious. Then we are fixed up devotee. Hare Krishna. Any other question or comment?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you very much for your wonderful class. Maharaj, in the beginning you wonderfully narrated that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his mode is separation rather than union. Maharaj, I find difficulty, can you please explain that? Generally you give the example of Rukmini Devi, as you also mentioned. So Rukmini Devi or any such associates of the Supreme Lord, they come under the Swarupa Shakti. So for them, the association of Krishna is but natural, and they feel when we associate with someone and then we feel separation. We the living entities, conditioned soul, but the Jivatma. We are Tatastha Shakti. And we have never experienced of association of Krishna. And in that case, suppose I love my mother. So in the absence of my mother, I can feel separation of my mother because I have experience of association with my mother. So in the living entities, we the conditioned soul, but the Jivatma, we have never experienced of association of Krishna. In that case, how to develop this separation from Krishna?
That's why you should not jump over the process. The process is, for a sadhaka, the first focus should be anartha nibriti. So as the question of love, we have kama inside. So we are experiencing that. So as a sadhaka, these discussions are very lofty. But we should know about it. But those who are not crossed the stage of anartha nibriti, the subject matter is foreign. As you exactly said, how to experience separation? First we should have union. No? So we have union with the sense objects, but not with Krishna. So in order to develop union with Krishna, we have to develop love of Godhead. And in order to develop love of Godhead, first we have to be free from anarthas, anartha nibriti. Then we come to the level of nishtha, then ruchi, asakti, bhava, prema. And prema has different levels. Sneha, mana, pranaya, raga, anuraga, bhava, mahabhava. Mahabhava also has different levels. So there are different levels. So we have to know what level we are. And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has very wonderfully explained in Madhurya Kadambini what level we are. And we can easily understand what level we are. And accordingly act. So when we are having anarthas, then we should focus on sadhu sangha and sadhana bhakti to come out from the anartha, so that we can become fixed up devotee. So when we become fixed up devotee, then we will develop taste in devotional service. When we develop taste, then we become attached to Krishna. That is called asakti. When we develop attachment, then symptom of love of Godhead will manifest. Then that is called bhava. Then we develop love of Godhead. Then separation will come. Yes.
Maharaj, Bhakti means to engage our senses in devotional service. So the practical thing here, the Uddhava is seeing all things, Vikyan, Sarit, Vanam, Giri, Drunam. And then he is remembering the Krishna. But in the city life, where it is not available, so how we can engage our senses for the Krishna Smarana?
Come to Vrindavan. That's not the point. That's why we have to hear. Whatever is exhibited here is a perfection. But we are in the process. So process has to be followed. And process is given by Srila Prabhupada and previous Acharya. Process is to do sadhana bhakti wherever we are, in the association of sadhus. Sadhu Sangha Nam Kirtan, Bhagavad Shravan, Mathura Vasri Murti, Shraddha, Ishavan. So process begins with Sadhu Sangha. Wherever we are, we should be in the association of devotees. And association means what? Nam Kirtan, chanting of the holy name, and hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. If these three things happen, then we are in Vrindavan.
The Rupa Goswami statement in Tishtan Braje Tadanurage Brajanjan. It means that we should be reside practically in Braja or we will be in...
Yeah, you can reside in Braja and you can make every place Braja. Prabhupada did both and we should follow in his footsteps. That's why he said, come to Vrindavan, charge your battery and distribute Vrindavan all over. We should do both because we are Goshtanandi Vaishnavas. Those who are not Goshtanandi, they can experience Braj sitting here. But those who are Goshtanandi, they don't only experience Vrindavan, they want to distribute that Vrindavan because that is our mood. Hare Krishna. Yes, Mike. Sorry if somebody's time is up. I don't know how long. Another maybe 3-4 minutes. Okay.
I remember when Prabhupada used to shoot the man that got him out of the Mayapur, he would ring the bell on the other side, and sometimes he would start to dance. And it says in the next devotion that if one sees a pure devotee dance in ecstasy by remembering Krishna within his heart, he loses attraction to the most beautiful women. But it seems like it wears off. You have to keep seeing this daily.
Yes, definitely.
Maharaj, you talk about the Bhava Vrindavan. This Vrindavan is not a part of this material world. It's a spiritual. It has when Krishna came, as you said, that it came. So can you, when we leave the body, first of all we have to go to Bhava Vrindavan. So it is in the spiritual side, or still the soul would be in the material world only.
Bhoma Vrindavan means where Krishna is performing his pastime. Just like 5,000 years ago, Krishna performed pastime here. That was Bhoma Vrindavan. But now, this is also Bhoma Vrindavan, but Krishna is not manifest in our eyes. That's why it is another level of Vrindavan. But Bhoma Vrindavan is there somewhere where Krishna is performing his pastime in material world. So that is going on. But we are also fortunate, at least something is available by the mercy of Krishna and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Maharaj, it is said that the Bhagavad Gita is still going on. But there is very fortunate soul who will be able to see the Gita. So if we talk about this Vrindavan, so is this like that? I am not able to see at my position right now, but there can be that there are souls who can directly go to Vrindavan from here. That is
So Prabhupada never stressed so much whether you go via Bhoma Vrindavan or directly Golok Vrindavan. The purpose of our life is to awaken love of Godhead. When you have love of Godhead, wherever you are in Vrindavan. They are not interested where they are going. Okay? We should aspire for that. But Prabhupada said, Pujaris can go directly to Golok Vrindavan. Inspiration for the Pujaris, because they are already experiencing the Bhoma Vrindavan here. So that's very, very important. It's called a time of training. For Krishna wants to check finally whether he will create disturbance or he will be a good person to enter into Golok Vrindavan. So final checking is done in Bhoma Vrindavan. When the recommendation, before initiation recommendation, so when the Nitya Siddha Brajavasi recommend, yes, now he can enter into Golok Vrindavan. Krishna says, okay, come. Okay? Yes.
Thank you very much, Maharaj. You recommended listen to Bhagavatam, who is person is realization, realized. But sometimes Bhagavatam calls give new bhakta. What need to do it? So more, accept more benefit. Not every time there is Bhagavatam for Maharaj or some realized. So sometimes traveling, sometimes to, inside a group, change one person take Bhagavatam, another. What need to do it when more benefit except for Bhagavatam?
It depends who is speaking, depending on the benefit will be there. If you hear Bhagavatam, there will be always benefit. But if you hear from Sukadeva Goswami, another kind of benefit. If you hear from Prabhupada, that is a different level of benefit. That's why when you hear from realized soul, benefit will be immense. But when you hear from a person who has no realization, so benefit will be very minimal. But hearing Srimad Bhagavatam is highly recommended. Okay, it's not like, oh, I'm hearing Bhagavatam from this person, that person, same benefit. No. Same Bhagavatam, but if you hear from advanced devotee, effect will be much more. Okay? It's your duty to hear Bhagavatam from whom you decide. Okay. That's it? Okay. The last one, the last question. Depends whether you have lova or you have Shraddha. If you have lova, then you are in Raganuga platform. If you have Shraddha, then you are the Vaidhi platform.
One follow-up question is how we can move towards the Raganuga Sadhana?
It cannot be by your endeavor. It can happen when you develop some taste, generally when you are free from anarthas. Generally at the level of Nishtha Ruchi level, that kind of mood can develop. But when you have anarthas, Raganuga, forget about it. That will be a sahajiya, imitation. So as a sadhaka, ground level, we should focus on anartha nivriti. When we are free from anarthas, by the mercy of Mahaprabhu, we can be attracted by eternal residence of Vrindavan. Then we can practice Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti under the guidance, which is explained by Rupa Goswami in Nectar of Instruction. Okay? You will be naturally attracted. You don't have to try for it artificially, oh, now I am attracted by this gopi or by this gopa. This is called sahajiya. That natural attraction will come. Okay? You don't need shastric injunction to tell you, oh, you have to do bhakti. No. Because you are naturally attracted. Doesn't mean that there is another concept of Raganuga. I don't follow any rules and regulations. That is a symptom of Raganuga bhakti. That is also another misconception. They don't need to follow Raganuga rules and regulations because That's not needed for him to do bhakti. They're beyond that platform. Doesn't mean he breaks regulative principles. Why I am in Raganuga platform? I don't have to follow regulative principles. That's not the case. They have reached to a level which is beyond these regulations. Okay? Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Gopimanande